Greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I, Jah Rastafari. I am so thankful to be here this morning. Welcome. We're coming to you live from ReggaeTelevisionNetwork.com. Now, that you just heard a little bit from Isax, and I'm really anxious to talk to him, but we'll get to him later because that was a great intro. Thank you. Now, as you know, today is Saturday. It's the Sabbath. And as usual, I always encourage everyone to read Psalms 119. It is that cleansing psalm. It is what clears you out for the week past and give you vigor for the week ahead. So everyone, read Psalms 119. It's the way of getting back to yourself and getting close to God. As I said, this is ReggaeTelevisionNetwork.com, and we're coming to you live from Scarborough, Ontario. Now we have a little change of program. I know on our website we had P. Barrington and Gloria Siraj being here today, but we're going to have to re-put them another time because it's a little change. You know, they weren't able to make it, and we're sorry about that, but we're also anxious to hear from them at another date. But we had in studio this morning Isax Inja, and as you heard, he's a saxophonist, and now he's going to give us a bigger sample of himself. So please welcome, and I thank you so much for being here, and welcome Isax Inja. welcome for coming here and giving us this wonderful performance.
Well, good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Wow, that's great. I could sit here and just rock to you all day and you just play the whole show.
Well, we could arrange that.
Oh, that's fabulous. Well, so you say you hail from Toronto, but you have gravitated towards that reggae sound.
Yeah, no doubt, yeah.
Yeah, well, tell us about that, because I'm telling you, that is really capturing that smoothness, that coolness, that island feel, that just want to make your body move sound. So how did you do that?
Well, I grew up, studying jazz and being inspired by the great jazz saxophone players. And then along the way I heard reggae, and immediately the power of the music and the groove of the music appealed to me. And then as I learned more about Rastafari and the one love for creation, yeah, that just made me, want to really put my energy towards that. So that's what I've done, like, for the last over 20 years, I guess, and that's my main goal.
Wow. Well, I'm telling you, you captured it. You got it.
Thank you for sure. Glad you like it for sure.
Oh wow! And we have your new CD here.
Yeah, it's actually not that new, but it's my only one, my debut CD.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you've heard him in the studio, and there's much more on this CD, so you know this is really going to be a great listening, sitting down, grooving, dancing CD. This is congratulations. This is really good.
Thank you for sure.
Wow. So I read on your bio that you said you are brightening sonic landscape from corner bars to concert halls. So you're just planning to get everybody in the mix of reggae.
Yeah, well that's more like talking about where I've played over the years, which some of it is reggae, and I also do almost any other kind of music. So in my travels, I've been right from like the corner bars to big halls all over the place,
yeah.
Right? So
yeah, well, you certainly are a professional musician. You got all the all the training there. I can hear it, and you've got the passion. So this is definitely something that you can do well.
Well, thank you for sure.
That's great. So you live in Toronto?
Yeah, born and raised in Toronto. I spent some time in the States going to school and doing gigs, but born and raised in Toronto.
Yeah. And how's that been for you? Do you like the city? Do you like where reggae music is going in the city?
Well, I like Toronto as a place to live. I think it's, in terms of the worldwide music industry and with regards to reggae as well, it's kind of a little bit out of the way. So we have our own struggles here, but I'm thankful for the large Jamaican population here, and then over the years, I've had the chance to play with a lot of really great Jamaican artists when they come up here for the shows, right? So I'm thankful for all that, and just trying to get my music out to the world,
Wow, keep playing like this, and it definitely will hit the world. So now you play Jack in the Two, the late Jack in the Two. I read that on your bio.
Yeah.
What is he like? Because he's such a giant when it comes to reggae music. He was there from the beginning. He stretches from Europe, London to Canada to Jamaica.
Well, I think that's just an example of the chances that we get to have contact with the real legends of reggae music, which for sure he's one of them. And being how he has family in Toronto, he spent a lot of time in Toronto over the years. So it was just like that dream come true, or you're just awestruck when he's in the room. And I remember being in the studio with him and seeing him perform a track, and he would just do one track one time through perfect, and then he would say, because his name is Matu, he said, "Oh, give me Matu." The 2 tracks, right? So then he went and did another one, a whole different style, just like that again, and just like perfect, like just perfection, and just he's a really high level musician, right?
Wow.
For the people that think reggae is a simple kind of music, when you see the real masters do it, then you realize what a great form of music, and also communication, with all people, with all levels of people, right? For sure.
Well, let's just say I'm touched. I'm really touched that you actually captured what is reggae music, and the feel Bob talk about the feel of reggae
Yeah,
music.
no, well, it's out of my, like I said, it's out of my love for it, so hopefully that comes across.
Absolutely comes across. Because I mean, there are people who probably born in Jamaica and still don't feel it the way you feel it, because I speak for those people too.
Yeah.
You know, and so when Bob really talked about this music that is reggae, that's gonna just grow and grow and grow and find its rightful people.
Yeah, true
then
enough, yeah.
it really makes you understand what the man was saying when he said it.
Yeah.
Because you are its rightful people.
Well, I hope I'm trying to do it justice.
No, you are the rightful people, of course. Well, okay, so you know what? I mean, I just loved it. I think our audience loved it. And I certainly think that, you're here to play for us so that we can really appreciate you. And I'm telling everybody, this CD, you've got to go get it. So we're gonna hear more from you, if it's okay for you at this time.
Sounds good.
All right, so you go ahead and get yourself set up. And it is great that we have just listened to Isax Inja, and we know that he certainly has the feel of reggae and he certainly has the passion for it, and he's got a new CD. So you got to support this music called reggae music because it is growing, it is ready to take its wings again and fly. So here again, please welcome Isax Inja. That was Isax Inja. Album is called Interpretation. You've got to get this album. You've got to get the CD. Yes. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about Jeff. Let's talk a lot about Jeff. Because you have spotted him, I have spotted him. So what you think is the problem? Why others seem to have problems spotting him?
Well, I don't really think there's a problem, but
Okay.
I think that, maybe part of it is that, there's just so many distractions and so much struggle just to get by in day-to-day life, in this society especially, that people often don't get the time just to sit back and see the beauty of creation and feel the beauty in themselves and feel themselves as being part of that beauty of creation.
Mm-hmm.
So things are rough in Canada, no doubt.
Mm-hmm. But they only understand that with him, it makes it a bit easier.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt it's gonna, it's the greatest peace and the greatest feeling. But all we could do is just keep trying to spread the message and
Mm-hmm.
the goodness of it, of Rastafari.
Mm-hmm. So when you say Rastafari, and for the people out there who are listening and probably don't, say, he's not talking about Haile Selassie the first, is he?
Yeah, that's Rastafari. It's his name before Haile Selassie. His name was Rastafari. So yeah, and his part of his name is too the King of Kings,
Mm-hmm.
conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah,
Mm-hmm.
same as mentioned in the Bible. So that's just to let the people know a starting point.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a historical fact that you could read in any history book or do any kind of research. That's just his name. So he's the only one to have that name. And if you go and look into him and see his words and learn about him, you see that he's worthy to be the one to loose the seven seals.
Absolutely. Worthy to be praised.
Yeah,
And
he's
worship. Yes. Well, that's great because I observe the Sabbath. For me, as a Rasta, I was born into the Christian faith,
Yeah.
and then I discovered Rasta. And from discovering Rasta, I discovered that also the Sabbath is very much a part of Rasta because he says keep the Sabbath holy. And so I just know that if people were to really start to think about what it is from the Bible, right? Because the Bible is a historical, recording of what happened.
Yeah.
We weren't there, so something's got to be recorded, and the Bible is it. Way before Jesus, of course, because Jesus is the beginning of the time that we count now. But before Jesus, he was there. He's from Genesis to Revelation.
Yeah, for a long time before Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the world has got to really stop a moment. We know we got the American presidential election going on, and I know that, we're going through so-called global, crisis, monetary. But if people were to just stop a moment, and of course, listen to the way you interpret your feelings and emotions of, His Majesty and His philosophy, they would really see that this is a solution.
And find a great comfort, no doubt.
Yeah, because there's love out there, there's patience with it, there's talent with it, there's this gift that you have that you just blew all the stuff out of your lungs, and we're enjoying it just by rocking with it.
Oh, that's good. Glad to hear it.
That's wonderful. So now, Jamaica. Now you know that Jamaica is the birthplace of reggae music,
Yeah.
right?
No doubt.
And of course, if you want to embrace reggae music, you've got to get a feel of Jamaica. Have you gotten a feel of Jamaica?
I'd like to get more of a feel of it, but yeah, like I said, I've had a lot of contact over the years with the big Jamaican population in Toronto, and also, Rastafari from other islands and other places in the world. And then I have made one trip to Jamaica so far for a gig. No doubt. And then, most of my time was spent in the back of a car driving around Kingston, but it was still, even from looking out the car window, it still was quite an experience. And I had plans to stay longer, but it just didn't work out. But yeah, that's, definitely on my to-do list. In fact, it's the top of my to-do list is to try to go to Jamaica and deal with some musical, things in Jamaica. Yeah.
Well, that's great because our next goal and our next venture with ReggaeTelevisionNetwork.com is to launch our site in Jamaica.
Okay. Well, count me in.
Oh, for sure. I'm just saying, top of the list of the invitation there.
Yeah.
That's great. All right. So now, you say there's a large population of Jamaicans in Canada. and you've had a good experience with them. Now, I know there are also some problems that we have to get over here. Have you had some time to look into what's going on in the community, what you see from the outside looking and also from the inside looking out?
Well, for myself, like I haven't really experienced the problems. Like it's just really been a lot of love that, has gone both ways with my relationship with the Jamaican community. But, from what I see on the news, like the problem of the guns, and I think the problem too of the youngsters that are growing up, by the time they're coming to the end of high school, unless they're on a path to go to university or to go to a college, which is totally possible here in Canada. It's all there, it's out there for the taking. But, without that, it doesn't leave them a lot of options in terms of life. And I think, there can be a negative mindset that creeps in at a very young age where, they don't see an opportunity and they just, go for the quick cash, whatever they need to do to get that. And I think too with the hip hop culture, which is so prevalent coming from America, it's, glorifying money and, having all kinds of women, and the whole thing with that, which is really no lasting value. And, I think that's the struggles for the youngsters growing up.
Right. So the onus, of course, is on the parents to be able to pull this back.
Well, yeah, you try your best, try your best, that's all you can do.
Yeah. Well, that's well said. That's well said. I'm exactly of that view. I truly believe that Canada is open for everyone. You have the opportunity to go to school, you have the chance to better yourself, and you always have that time and space to dream big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to accomplish it.
Yeah, there's no limit to what you can do.
There you go. So the solution is in each of us hands, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Very good. Well, that's terrific. So now I know that Jamaicans are huge here, and we do get involved in the summer stuff. Like we go to Jamaica Day, we got Marcus Garvey Day, we got stuff that's really kind of almost exclusively Jamaican affair. The Marcus Garvey Day and the Jamaican Day and all that stuff. Do you get a chance to get out there and play with these festivals and having a similar time?
Yeah, for sure. Over the years, I've played, probably all those ones you've mentioned, and the summer is great. There's a lot of festivals, a lot of shows, and I just wish it could continue throughout the year. But that's just part of the the winter sets in and people don't go out as much and everything kind of quiets down. But yeah, there's a lot goes on here in the summer for sure.
For sure. So we don't have to transfer that enthusiasm when it's really nice and cold out, and you just, you think, I can't take it out. I gotta go hear some music, man. And you have a place you can go listen to some great reggae music.
Yeah. Which, there still are big shows throughout the winter, but and then again, there's not as many as there used to be. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think is the cause of that now?
Well, I think that the whole music industry, whether it's from the downloading or just changes, is going through a lot of changes that haven't been straightened out yet. So it's having a rough time. And I think that reggae, out of all of that, is having the roughest time. So I know that there's still tours going on in Europe and in other places of the world. There's big events reggae-wise, but I just think here it's it's kind of struggling and there's not as much going on here as there used to be.
So we also have to change that too, because people who really want to dedicate themselves to the music really need an avenue to be able to do that.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's with putting on the shows, it's a risky business. It takes a lot of money just to set up the show, to get the artists here, and then, you don't really have a guarantee.
Going to show
up. So it's a hard business, but,
Yeah. So I guess the onus is on reggae lovers. Jamaican people who are living here and all over the world, is to support this music. Make sure this music is supported so that we can support the talent of the music.
Yeah, no doubt.
No doubt. So give us a little bit of your personal take on what's happening with your life. Are you have children?
I have one child, 19 years old, who's away in university, and so that's. That takes up a lot of my energy. And then other than that, I'm very busy every week doing a lot of different kind of gigs just in the community in Toronto. So, the weeks just go by and then, at the same time I'm trying to do more recordings and to keep developing myself as a musician. So,
you have a show tonight, don't you?
I have a gig, it's not really a show, it's just in a local establishment.
Where is that?
Downtown in the Ossington, Dundas area.
I love that area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the new area. It's sort of coming alive. A lot of little clubs that are down there, so I'm playing there tonight.
Oh, very good. So tell the people they can come out and support you. That is.
Okay, no, it's not reggae music. It's like more like a jazz and blues.
Yeah.
But I think the place is called Rapondo or something like that.
Oh, Rapondo.
Yeah.
Okay.
You heard that name?
I heard the name.
Because this is my first time being there, but.
Yeah.
So that's tonight.
Well, you have to go down here and support Isax if you're in the downtown area, because I grew up at Dufferin and Dundas, and this is at Ossington
Dundas.
And Dundas. See, just a stone throw away. So if you're in that area and you want to, hear this man play some more of the smooth saxophone music, then you should really go. But for now, he's got the CD out, so you can enjoy that at home as well, and that's Isax Interpretation. That's fabulous. That's fabulous. I'm really excited about listening to the whole thing. Sit down with the, just relaxing and listening to the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, it'll probably put you to sleep.
No. I was here rocking a little bit. I really like that. Yeah. So, before you go back and perform again, which I want you to, but I want to hear, what's this about jazz music? Like you said, Jahzz and M-U-Z-I-K. What is that a sound that you're creating, that you're...
Well, yeah, just like a sound of, having the foundation elements of reggae in my music, but then having the improvising parts of jazz and having that be on a high level and a good level. So I feel like I'm just scratching the surface of developing my own kind of music, but that's always been my, in my goal to develop a music like that, and like build on the great instrumentalists, from Jamaica, from Scott Lights, Don Drummond, and all that.
Prince Buster.
Yeah, from all that, and just bringing it into the modern area and keep developing it.
Yeah, Desmond Decker and what's the other one? I can't. These guys, there's such a wealth of these guys that came along with such instrumental professionalism,
Yeah, no, and there's been a lot of, again, a lot of them have contacts or family or have been through Toronto, passed through Toronto. So.
Yeah. Toronto, it has been a real wealthy place for reggae music.
Oh yeah, no,
especially in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, because I've seen a lot of great reggae shows here. My first guest when we first launched was Errol Blackwood.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing him in the park with the group Messenger in the 80s. And they had the whole park rocking. It was crazy. Yeah,
no, I remember that. I was probably at the same show. And, he's a good friend of mine, and I work with him a lot on his recordings and his performances over the years.
Yeah, he was fabulous. He was so giving, and he did his CD all over again, over and over again. It was great. Well, Isax, I'm so thrilled and really, happy to have you here to perform for us and show us the other smooth side of reggae that you really incorporated with the passion that you have and the understanding that you have. And this is something that all of us can benefit from.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, we will. I benefited already, and it's only been 3 songs. So what's the next one you're gonna do? Tell us about that.
The next song is called Fin Finny Blues.
Fin Finny Blues.
And for people that don't know, Fin Finny is the name of Addis Ababa before it was called Addis Ababa. So this is, from way back in history, and it's a name coming from the Oromo people, which I don't know if anybody's ever heard that name, but they're a large group of people in Ethiopia. And for anybody that wants to learn a little bit about the history, you could research Oromo. It's O-R-O-M-O, and you get an idea why we have this song or Fin Finny Blues.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, again we have Isax, and his CD is called Interpretation, and he's been in the studio giving us great pleasure, and he's going to do it again. So, Fin Finny Blues. Isax Injah. That's wonderful. This is great. I'm over here rocking away just listening to that sound. What's that called? What's that called again?
Fin Finny Blues.
Fin Finny Blues.
Yeah.
You really feel like you all want to just move with the Fin Finny Blues.
All right.
That's great. So this CD is available in 2013 or is it available now for people?
No, it's out. It's out. For
it's
sure.
out?
Yeah.
And where can people get this?
They can get it online at Cornerstone, spelled with a K, .net, or they could get it from me personally. And I believe it's at Wires Variety.
So it's out there, so you can get this. Absolutely. This is great music. I love every track so far. And all of you play is on this track?
Yeah, it's all originals from the CD. Yeah.
Wow, I can definitely see myself listening to this for the whole entire CD.
Oh, that's great, yeah.
That's great. So now, you've been watching this American election?
Not a whole lot. I don't actually own a TV, so I read about things on the internet, but not a whole lot.
Yeah, so do you have a preference in this race?
Well, I thought when Obama started that he was going to be good, but I don't know how good he really ended up being, but I'm not really up on it, but I think I would for sure like to see Obama rather than Mr. Romney.
Well, that's for sure. Plus, I don't think he's had enough time. And that's, Obama. I mean, I don't think he's had enough time. I think, he really does need that extra 4 years to really show what he's all about. Because remember, for the first, 3.5 years, he's had all the trouble of the Republicans.
Yeah, they had a big mess to clean up.
Yeah. They stopped him every time he tried to, they stopped him.
Yeah.
No,
I would think that Obama would win, but then again, this is America.
This is America.
Stranger things have happened, no doubt, right? But I hope that he wins.
Yeah, well, you know what? I have big hopes for the American people because I truly believe that in the end, they always do the right thing. They always do. I mean, American history is such an interesting history, right? When you think about like from the Civil War coming to now, and the reason why they had this Civil War in the first place, and here we are still dealing with it after all these years. Yeah. But yet they've made absolute progress all along the way.
I mean, I don't know if I think there's been progress in some ways, but I think, especially if you go to America, you see that there's still a big gap between rich and poor. And
big, and getting bigger.
And even between, the races. Like, there's not
two different worlds.
The one love that comes out of Jamaica, in spite of all the hardships that have gone on, it's hard, that's few and far between in America. I think things are still pretty rough.
True.
In a lot of places, right?
True, but the thing about America is they do say in God we trust, but it really is about money. And so that's the problem.
That's what's on their money, right? So,
true, but that is the problem, is this love of money, because you can't love money and love God at the same time. You have to kind of love God and hope the money will come along, right? Yeah. And then you have peace with the money.
Yeah, true.
But if you just love the money, and you kind of hope God will just stay in the background and let you do your money thing, then you're not going to have peace, and that's what's happening in America.
Yeah, for sure. There's a love of money.
There's a love of money. And they have to change that, because, trust me, I mean, money can do some stuff, but it cannot do everything, especially important stuff. Yeah. Like, buy your soul.
Yeah.
Or stuff like that. So you have to really start thinking about that. But, then again, we have our difficulties in Jamaica, too, because, the economy. When I read the statistics the other day about, the fact that they owe so much money. The economy is like, if you think 2% growth in America is like mediocre, try like 0, nothing in Jamaica. It's like, incredibly, tough down there. Yeah. But yet we still find love, because why? Because it's not about money. It is about God and love.
Yeah, true enough,
Yeah. So we have to kind of step back, and I hope this American election kind of clear things up, because you know what? If Romney wins, we're going to have this fight about money thing, and if Obama wins, we're going to have this fight about the future thing. And so I'm really hoping and praying. It's like, but hey, people say to me, oh, why do you support Obama? I said, well, I love George Bush too. Don't hit me.
Okay, but you're leaving me behind.
See, every time I say that, don't hit me, because I know. But I love George Bush. I thought he was, I'm probably the only one here, but I thought he was a great president. And I think history will prove him right. But I'm looking at it from a spiritual realm. Because if I look at it just on America alone, then I think I would probably hate George Bush as much as everybody else think they do. Yeah. But because it's a spiritual thing for me, I see what he had to do and he did it. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm good with that. Well, that's great. Now, we talked about Jackie too. But we also knew Anton Ellis. I saw him once in concert, and he was a little man, but boy, he had power coming out of him.
Yeah, for sure. He was another fine musician, and you know, when he would sing, all his phrases would just hit the prettiest notes and be right on, and just like, you know, like the greatest instrumentalist, right? He would be with his voice hitting all the beautiful notes and all his phrases, you know. So he was a great, inspiration for me to meet him and to get to play with him. And
I can imagine. It's just listening to him from his older recordings to when he, to later on. I mean, I feel exactly just the love for him coming through these songs and
how he makes you feel. For sure, yeah. He was one of the greatest. He's one of the greatest.
Another one I noticed on your body I worked with was Dennis Brown.
Yeah, believe it or not, before Dennis Brown passed, he came to Toronto for a show, and we got to back him up. So again, that was just like
another bonus.
Come through, he can't, it's really something.
That kind of experience you can just always imagine and carry with you. Hope you have recordings of these.
No, I don't myself, no, other than in my mind and,
my memories. See, that's amazing about it. You have recording of this. This is here. This is forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's great because what you put down for us this morning here, it should last forever.
Yeah, no, well, I'm going to be keeping it forever for sure.
That's wonderful. That's great. Now I know we also lost Gregory Isaac not so long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these guys really came and planted their seed of great music, and people should really, not only because they're gone, but because their music lasts forever.
Yeah, no, he was another one that I had the chance to play with a few times over the years, Gregory Isax.
Yeah. Were you as bad luck as me for not meeting Bob Marley? Did you ever met Bob Marley?
No, that was before my time. No, I mean, especially too when I see the film clips of being in Toronto and everything, I'm just thinking, wow,
Yeah.
he was really here. But and I've met people over the years that saw the shows and that, right? So.
Yeah. I met a lady who had an after party for him once, and she described an incident with him where Bob, what Bob believed, Bob lived it.
Yeah.
And if you come into his space and mess with Jah, he was relentless. He didn't let you get away with stuff like that. So apparently this guy kind of insulted Jah before him at the party. Well, he insisted that it's either this guy leave or he leave. And of course they said, please you leave. Go. But Bob Marley says, you go. So they had to kick him out, and he was really sorry he ever said anything that was stupid. Yeah. That's great. Well, you know what? I must tell you though, my cousin Peter Tosh.
Oh, he's your cousin?
He's my cousin.
Oh, wow.
We're first cousins.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, his mother is like 94 years old, and Peter is her only child.
Oh, yeah.
So when she lost him, I believe it was 88 or something like that. It was really hard for her.
Yeah, I'm sure that.
Yeah, but he left her like 21 grandchildren. So hey.
21.
Around there. I mean, they come they have a Peter Tosh Day February 6th, I believe, in Jamaica every year.
Oh yeah.
At the place where he's buried in his mother's house from he was a boy. And I used to go visit as a kid.
Yeah.
Everything is right there, and the people come from everywhere. I mean, it's amazing to see the crowd that shows up every February 6th for Peter.
Yeah. Sure.
And his mother is always front and center there. She sits on her little balcony and she loves it. She doesn't see anymore, but she hears everyone.
Yeah.
And she loves it.
She can feel everybody
there. She can feel everybody there, and she just loves it. And she's never seen her son perform on stage.
Oh wow.
I know. And then somebody brought her one of his concerts, and they brought it in a what do you call it, a tape form,
Yeah.
And then at the time she didn't have a tape to play it.
Oh, the
so
machine.
she kept the machine. So she kept it there forever. Never really saw it. And then when she finally got a machine, she lost her sight.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, so that was kind of hard for her that she never saw her son in concert. But I always tell her that he was fabulous. He was on stage. He was so tall, and he just lit up the stage.
Yeah. One of the greatest. For sure, yeah.
Didn't get a chance to meet me today.
No. Too bad yet, but no.
Yeah, well, hopefully, I hope Bunny Whaler, he's the last one of the three that's remaining. Hopefully, and I think he's doing quite well. I heard he's got a new release out.
Okay.
So hopefully one day we'll have him on our stage and we can all meet him.
Yeah, no, I think he has big plans, funny way of things, right? So hopefully that can come
Yeah. We definitely planning to have him when he can, you know. Because it's really important that all the lovers of reggae music come here.
Yeah.
Well, this has been such a terrific time, you know, being able to hear your wonderful music.
Oh.
And we really appreciate you being here.
No, it's great for me. I give thanks for being here. Thanks very much for having me.
Especially on this rainy Saturday morning, you made it.
Yeah, true enough.
Oh man, this is a diehard. This is hardcore diehard. You make it true no matter what it is.
The show must go on, yeah.
The show must go on. So we're gonna have a last song for you?
Yeah, sounds good, yeah.
Great, okay, so what's the last song?
This one's called That's the Way.
That's the Way?
Yeah.
Alright,
just about the way things go, you know. Try your best.
Try your best. Well, we're gonna enjoy that one, That's the Way. Alright.
Thank you.
Very good. So here again, from Isax Interpretation album, we have That's the Way.
Yeah.
And as I said, this is available right now. So please make sure you go and get it. Support this album. This is just reggae music at its best. And I love it. And he's giving, and he comes to the studio and he's giving us his best. So support this album. Alright, so here again, Isax. Isax Inja interpretation. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, people, you've heard it. Now we've got to support it. And that's just the way it is.
Yeah, and I thank you again for having me. It's been a great experience. A lot of fun playing here. And I wanted to leave my contact information.
Please, go right ahead.
My email is Isax, I-S-A-X, then the number 747 at hotmail.com. And if anybody can't find a CD out around Toronto, you can contact me and I'll definitely get one to you. And give thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you for being here with us. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday morning. And we thank Rastafari for just living. We're so grateful. And we'll be back next week. We'll have another show for you. And we're thankful to Isax for being here with us and giving us so much love. And we're thankful to Jeff for living. We're thankful to you for being here with us. So, bye-bye now from ReggaeTelevisionNetwork.com. We'll see you next week. Bye. Jaja.